Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all safe. So, today I want to talk about finding your purpose, right? I remember back in high school, people were saying, "Oh, I don't know what I want to do with my life." And then we got to college, and then they said the same thing. And then we graduated college with our associates. I keep hearing that. And then now I'm about to be done with my bachelor's, and I keep hearing people say, "Hey, like, I still kind of don't know what I want to do." And I've heard people who are like 40 who still say that, who have a good paying job, who have verbally told me, "Hey, like, I'm 40, but I don't want this to be my end game, but I don't know what I want to do." So I've come here to tell you that that is okay if you don't know what you want to do. That's perfectly fine. But what's not fine is you sitting on your ass and not doing anything about it. That's not okay. So I've come here to give you some tips on how to find your purpose, right? So let's begin. Number one is basically donating your time or your money or your talents to somebody who needs it. That's how I figured it out, right? Because I figured out I love helping people. I love to see people smile. I love to motivate people. I love to see people hit their goals. That's something that I love to do, right? And what I've realized is that when you do that type of stuff just out of the kindness of your heart, that comes back to you in double. So when the time comes that you're down, that's going to come back to you, and somebody, I don't know who, is just going to come out of nowhere and help you and get you back on track. So start to donate your time. Start to help people who need help. That's number one, right? Number two is feedback. And there's two different types of feedback that I'm speaking about. There's number one, where basically you go to the people that you love, let's say your friends, your family, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your co-workers, and say, what are things that come to mind when you think about me? You take all that information, right, and you write it down, and you start to narrow it down, and basically you figure out who you are, right? And when you figure out who you are, you start to say, okay, what does this type of person do for a living? And then you write that all down and you find out what's interesting. And then you say, okay, let me try to see how to get into this field or this one or that one. That's the type of feedback that we should be getting back. The second type is, excuse me, oh man. The second type is basically feedback from people who are deep in their careers. So when you do that, you say, hey, look, like, I think your job or your career is very interesting. What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? You start to ask different people and you say, okay, these seem interesting, but I'm getting a lot of bad feedback from this person. So let me see, how can I get into this field? And then you go back to talk to them and you say, hey, like, how did you get there? Or just use Google, right? And then you use their feedback to see what you want to do, what interests you. So that's number two, right? There's two different types of feedback. Don't forget that. Number three is staying around positive people. I stress this a lot because being around those Debbie Downers, those people who just want to feel sad all the time and who want you to feel sorry for them, they're not going to help you. They're not going to put you on to better things. They're not going to help you step out of their comfort zone. I mean, your comfort zone. They're not going to do none of that for you. The positive people are. They're going to help you and put you on to better things. Stay with positive people. That's number three. Number four is kind of like three. Number four is meeting new people, right? And when you meet new people, you get two different types of people, right? There's people who live lifestyles that you say, I like this. Let me continue to be friends with this person. Let me see how can I live that type of lifestyle. And then there's people who you say, oh, okay, I don't like that, and let me not be your friend, or let me just keep you at an arm's distance because of your lifestyle, right? Like that, or just like the type of person that you are. Like you just see different types of experience and lifestyles, and you get to choose, right? So start to meet new people, right? Number five is explore your interest. And I think number five is very important just because not too many people know that they can make a career off of the things that they love. So if you love sports, if you love to play basketball, baseball, football, whatever sport, right? And yes, there's going to be some people who say, oh, well, it's too late for me to go pro, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't mean you can't make money off of it. You could still make a lot of money off of it. Or, like, I have a friend, right? His name is Timmy. He's now started his own blog. And in due time, that's going to blow up because he has some great takes. But because he loves sports, he loves speaking about sports, he loves everything about sports. So he figured out, hey, if I'm not going to make it to the league, if I'm not going to make it big time playing, maybe I could do this. And now he loves that. And when time goes on, he's going to make it big with that. You need to figure out what you love to do and go deeper. Explore your interests. That's number 5. Number 6 is basically figure out what bothers you. Because, like, I have a friend, he's a little bit older. He's a vet, right? He's a veterinarian, right? So he helps any sort of animal that comes into the shop, right? Into his building. And basically the reason why he became a veterinarian is because he just loves to work with pets. He loves any sort of pets. So, but he told me that back in the days, he used to donate his time at the animal shelter. And that's when he really realized, yo, we need more veterinarians. That word just is so tough for me to say. So that's how he figured it out, because he figured out what bothered him. And then he went against that. So that's number 6. And number 7, just basically discover what you love to do, right? And I'm going to give you a quick story about Kobe Bryant, right? When he decided to make that decision to retire. So the reason why I'm actually telling you this story is because finding your purpose is a huge decision, right? It is important. So right after he tore his Achilles, he was taking all these trips, he was recovering and all this, and he was meditating, right? And for the first time ever, when he was meditating, because when you meditate, you clear your mind and all this, his mind didn't wander off to basketball. That was the first time that it did not go to basketball. And that's when he said, okay, now I can finally leave this, because it's not in my mind 24/7. That's when he decided to retire. What you need to do is figure out what you love, what is on your mind 24/7, and try to maximize it, right? So that's what a lot of people who are like basketball players, baseball players, that's how they did it, because they said when they were younger, like, it was just on my mind 24/7. Let's go play, let's go train, let's go work out, because guess what? Like, I want to play this sport. That's how they did it. Discover what you love to do and maximize it. And I hope these tips help. These are 7 tips on finding your purpose. If you guys have more, let me know down in the comment section. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope to hear from you guys. Be safe. I'm out.